and it's called The Moon and Time. And in the story there is a reindeer herder's daughter. You know reindeer? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the reindeer herder's daughter and a reindeer is a character, her favourite reindeer, and the moon. Those are the three characters in the story. Reindeer herder's daughter, the reindeer, and the moon. I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes to find out as much as you can about the theme of the story and what happens in the story, so you can imagine the story before you listen. Okay, so that's a good signal. I'm going to ask you to find out as much as you can in the space of 2 minutes. Begin. Okay, ask me.
How old is the daughter? How old is
It doesn't say in the story, but I'm imagining she's between girlhood and womanhood. Okay. She's just becoming a woman.
Is the reindeer able to fly?
Yes, in the story, her reindeer cannot fly, but the moon has flying reindeer that carry the moon to the earth. He rides in a sledge pulled by sky reindeer.
Does the girl want a reindeer to become one of the moon's reindeer?
No, she definitely doesn't. In fact, she's trying to escape from them. She's trying to escape from the moon.
Oh. It is a Christmas time?
No, not a Christmas story. It does happen in winter though. The snow is deep, that's important. The snow is deep.
Is the girl lost?
The girl isn't lost, the girl is hiding from the moon because the moon desires her. The moon is male and wants to take her to the sky. The moon wants her.
Is the girl beautiful?
Absolutely.
No, you're the one if she was completely ugly and no one was there.
Quick, you've got much time.
Why does the moon desire her? Why does
Because she's so beautiful and he wants to take her into the sky as his wife. But she hides from the moon.
Okay, would be saved by the reindeer?
The reindeer advises her how to hide from the moon. And you can ask me.
How does she hide from the moon?
She makes herself into a small lamp light, like a flame. Because the moon is so bright, the flame is impossible to find. So she tricks the moon.
Yeah, at the end of the...
Go, Paula.
At the end of the story, the girl will be alive or not?
Good question.
Come on.
One more question.
You did on purpose.
Now, please tell your partner, what do you think happens in the story that I'm going to tell? Imagine. Use what I told you. Tell the story to your partner. A short version, just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, girl.
The moon manages to catch her because
Listen to the story and find out if your story is similar, different to the story that I tell you. The moon and time. Story. You said tell me a story, Chiara, but we're together, so it's tell us a story. Story.
Tell us a story.
Once the reindeer herder's daughter was out on the snow with her favourite reindeer, and the reindeer blinked up at the sky. You could see that the moon was bright, but the moon seemed brighter than before. Quick, said the reindeer, the moon is coming to take you away. The moon has seen your beauty. Hide. How can I hide here, out on the open snow? I would dig a hole, and the reindeer kicked with its hooves. He kicked the snow away until there was a hole in the snow, and she climbed down into the hole, and the reindeer kicked snow over her until only the end strands of her hair were visible on the surface of the snow. And the moon grew larger and larger, riding down. He was powerful on his sledge pulled by sky reindeer down to the world. And he leapt from the sledge and he hunted for her. He looked everywhere across the surface of the snow. He saw the strands of hair, but believed they were just the ends of long grasses, uncovered, not covered by the recent snowfall. The moon became tired. The moon could not stay long in the world below. The moon was getting weaker. I cannot find her. The moon jumped into his sledge and rode back up into the sky. But the reindeer said, "Quick, quick, the moon will come again. Quick, come back to your father's tent." And together they ran across the snow after he had uncovered her. And quickly they ran across the snow. But the moon could see, and the moon once more jumped into his sledge and rode down, growing brighter, a fierce, bright white light. And they came inside her father's tent. Her father was not there. "Speak," said the reindeer, "and what you say you will become." "What should I say?" "Say that you are the pounding stone, and you will be the pounding stone. But if I am the pounding stone, the moon will know me." "Then say you are a hammer." "If I say I am the hammer, then the moon will know me." "Then say that you are a single hair on the reindeer hide that covers the entrance to the tent. But even then, the moon will know me. Say you are the flame of the tallow lamp. Yes, I am the flame." And so she became the small flame that lit the tent in the darkness. But already the brightness appeared outside. Already the moon had leapt from the sledge. The moon burst inside her father's tent and shone so brightly that everything gleamed. He searched inside the tent, but where was she? He could not find her because her small light was so weak in comparison to his great fierce brightness. He searched and searched, where is she? But after a long time the moon once more was growing weaker. And the moon left the tent and jumped onto his sledge and rode back into the sky above. And the girl, she turned herself into her human form and ran out through the flap of the tent. Oh moon, you could not catch me. I am clever." But the moon was angry. The moon desired her. The moon wanted her. And the moon rode down once more. But again she hid. "I am the small flame of the tallow lamp." And once more she was hidden. And the moon burst in, and bright shone the moon, and could not find her. And again when the moon left, growing tired, she went outside and she mocked the moon. The moon returned again and again and again, and every time she hid, and every time the moon failed to discover that small flame. But the moon was desperate. The moon wanted her so much. She taunted the moon, and the more she taunted the moon, the more the moon desired her. But the moon now was growing weaker. The moon could stay a shorter time. And finally the moon came and could barely climb down from the sledge, could only just open the flap of the tent. The moon's light was weaker. And when the moon left the tent, quickly she turned herself into human form. She ran outside and she grabbed the moon. She threw the moon down. She took lengths of leather strap made from reindeer flesh, and she bound the moon tight so the straps bit into the moon's white flesh. She tied up the moon. "Moon, now I have power over you. I will destroy you." "Do not destroy me. Without me there will be no light in the world. There will be no light in the night. People need me. The world needs me. Let me go and I will return to the sky." "Oh no, moon, I do not trust you. You will come for me again. Now I destroy you." But the moon said, "Let me promise you that if you release me, I will remain in the sky, and I will mark the passing of time. Sometimes strong and sometimes weak. I will mark from month to month the passing of the seasons and of the year. First I will be the moon of the old reindeer song. Then the moon of bitter, cold, empty udders. Then the moon of udders full of milk. Next the moon of newborn reindeer calves. Then the moon of melted water. And then the moon of first green leaves. Then the moon of warmer, longer days. The moon I will be next of shedding antlers. Then the moon of first frost. And next, the moon of reindeer coupling. Then the moon of reindeer's winter back. And then the moon of shorter, colder days. Let me go, this I promise. And she looked at the moon and she felt sorry. And she unbound the moon and she rubbed reindeer oil into the moon's wounds. And she helped the moon into his sledge. And with his sky reindeer pulling him, he rose up into the sky, not so strong. And there in the sky he remained, sometimes stronger, sometimes weaker. He marked the passing of time. But when he was at his greatest strength, he looked down at the reindeer herder's daughter. He looked down at all of the women of the world. And although he desired them, he knew that they were strong. He knew that they were clever. And the moon remained in the sky as promised. And will always do so. A bit of Siberian mythology. So, please tell the person sitting next to you, how was that story similar or different from the story that you imagined? What were the main similarities and differences?
Yeah.
Young character.